Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Winning Streak. We are currently on episode 17. I'm your host, Bryson.
And I'm Zeke.
And today, very long episode.
Yep.
Very, very long episode, probably.
A lot of stuff happened this week.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
NBA-related stuff.
If you hear that in the back, I'm sorry about that. I don't think you will be able to, honestly. Yeah, move yours.
That might be the only way they're going to be able to hear that.
But, just getting straight into it, Damian Lillard to the Bucks. I didn't expect it.
I expected it.
We did talk about it at one point.
It made sense.
But it still was just crazy.
Yeah. There was, a lot of, I don't know if this is the right word, radio silence, to be honest. We didn't hear anything about it for a month and a half.
It just, because there was nothing happening. It was ridiculous.
He couldn't get anything done.
Yeah, and we're definitely getting into that. I put some extra topics for that specifically. Yeah, it's going to be a crazy... there's not much to say, really. We're going to get into more specifics, but Campaign is also on the Bucks now. Just wanted to throw that in there since we're talking about the Bucks. Really good addition. I'll give him that. Really, really good bench piece. We had him starting, right?
I didn't like it.
We had him starting, correct? If I'm right?
Only when...
For a decent amount.
Paul was out.
So for a decent chunk. But I really think
most of the season
he could be... He could be a solid bench piece, so I rock with it. Getting into, because of this trade, getting into our top 5 league duos for this year. We're just going to cover some NBA stuff. So, I started off with the new obvious. I feel like yours is probably the same. Giannis and Dame, number 1.
I agree. I also had Giannis and Dame.
It's unstoppable. And then who do you have for number 2?
I have Durant and Booker, second.
I also do have Durant and Booker. And then number 3, Murray and Jokic. Or who do you have?
I forgot about Murray and Jokic.
Okay, who do you have then?
I had LeBron and AD.
Okay, that's for sure fair.
Now that I'm redoing this list, I'm just going to make
Murray Jokic number 3. Yeah, that's fair.
4.
Oh, wow.
I still think LeBron and AD.
They are a crazy
better duo.
This is a lot of recency bias.
Yeah, I have to see more out of Jamal Murray. I think he's great, but I don't know. To say he's better, them combined is better.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's totally fair. I'll give you that.
Clearly, Jokic is better than LeBron.
Jokic is best player in the league.
In the world. AD is better than Jamal Murray to this point. So,
yeah. And then, number 4, I had Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
That's who my 4 was before I replaced it.
And then my 5 was LeBron and AD.
Okay.
Who was yours?
My 5 would be Tatum and Brown.
Okay.
I was also
very similar.
Harden,
that is a good one.
Harden's going to play this year.
I don't think he's going to play for the Clippers this year.
Before I forgot about Jokic and Murray, I had
that's fair, actually. I didn't think about them at all.
I don't think Harden's going to play.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I think
he's going to force.
I think it crossed my mind, but I think I've thought about them not playing as well.
Yeah, I think at this point, I hadn't heard anything about it, but then he put out a complaint yesterday.
Yeah, I did see that. So I don't know what's going to happen there, really. Did you drink your whole Gatorade already?
I did.
Getting into, I just wanted to kind of highlight the top 5 league duos. Get a TikTok and Instagram reel out of this. As I'm milking content. We need more views. We need more followers.
Get a video out every day of the week.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, these are all going up. The clickbaits are going to take a while to make. But getting back into the NBA trade. I put, what does this mean for Suns, Bucks, and Blazers, and who won? We'll just go ahead and start with the Suns, because I need to get that off my chest. Why did we get involved? There was no reason.
The owner put it out, today, he was like, Nurkic is a better fit.
No, he's not.
And he's not. He's not athletic.
He sucks, honestly.
He's not.
I'm not going to say he's the worst player in the league, but he's terrible.
He's solid, but he's not better than Ayton, even at his worst.
And people are saying that now, too. People are trying to come out and say that Nurkic is a better fit and player than Ayton, and that's...
The only way you could argue fit is that he isn't a scorer.
Yeah, which isn't a good thing, honestly.
Isn't necessarily a good thing to not have a big in the paint that can score. It's not good.
I know. And Ayton was finding his mid-range as well, honestly.
He can't even dunk. He can barely dunk.
I know.
And people...
And he's pretty injury-prone as well, isn't he?
Yeah, very.
Yeah, so
people already complained about Ayton not dunking enough, and Ayton had
I know. What are Suns fans expecting from Nurkic that we didn't get from Ayton?
I don't know if they expect him to be an all-star.
We literally downgraded for nothing. We got nothing out of that trade. We got 2 decent bench pieces. I'll give them that. Keon Johnson, I think,
Keon
right?
Johnson.
And
I mean, he's athletic, but he's not
good.
even going to be rotational.
No, he's not going to be on our roster in the playoffs if we make it. So, when we make it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all I have for the Suns. I'm disappointed.
Grayson Allen is solid. I mean, he's good.
Oh yeah, but I did forget about Grayson Allen. Yeah, I'll give him that. Grayson Allen is a really, really good bench piece. I mean, I don't like him personally, but I think he'll be a good player for the team.
Like, you're telling me, really, all we got out of that was
and
Grayson Allen, a Grayson Allen that just got him, wasn't very important to that Bucks team either.
No, not real. I wouldn't say so. I would think if we got Brook Lopez, I'd be like, oh, this trade was amazing. Yeah, it'd be
great if we got Brook.
But we got Grayson Allen. We could have gotten Brook Lopez.
I mean, I was in fifth period and I became upset when
I know. I had a bad day the rest of the day.
It ruined my day. Yeah.
For the Bucks, they got Damian Lillard paired up with Giannis.
And I mean, all they really sent was
nothing.
2 first-round picks, a pick swap for 2029 that won't mean much.
I know, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Because, I mean,
the draft classes are just going more downhill every year, I think. I mean, there is a lot of talent on the way from, NBA players' sons.
Yeah.
But that's going to be before 2029. I feel like a lot of the good talent, I'm not saying there's going to be no talent in that draft.
I think, guys, it's too early to call whether or not drafts are going to be really bad over the coming years.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's nobody that's been really exciting in recent years. But to be fair, the guys that are super exciting in high school and stuff never really do much.
No.
I mean,
I know. I'm
saw that. To give an exception, but I mean,
there isn't one
that comes to mind is Zion. Not good at this point.
I'm a really big on Zion.
I know you are.
No, this is his make it or break it season for even me though.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Zion.
I was actually thinking about this.
He looks good right now, physical shape.
If there was a situation this year that Cleveland trades
Mitch get Zion.
Oh a Zion swap would be kind of interesting. I mean,
it's a good young team already, and adding Zion if he plays would be insane.
For a guy that's on an expiring contract, I feel like Cleveland might even take that 1-for-1.
Yeah,
and especially if the season's going downhill, they'll take that.
Yeah. And I think Zion wants out of New Orleans. Yeah, this is his last contract year. He could easily show out and get his value up and go to a good team.
I mean, Charlotte comes to mind.
Yeah, we've talked about this a ton. I really hope that happens.
Big. I mean, them and the Knicks, I guess.
Yeah.
Are really what comes to mind. But
I mean, Heat didn't get anything this offseason. He could make a run for him as well.
It would be interesting, but I'd
pair him with Adebayo and Butler. That's a crazy trio.
Blowing it up after this year.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was actually looking into this too. If they blow it up, the biggest landing spot for Bam Adebayo is probably OKC.
Yeah. We were talking about that earlier. That'd be crazy, dude.
I feel like that's a perfect fit.
Yeah, it is really.
I mean, they need not a ball dominant center, a rebound.
Just a good center. He
can score.
He's he's not the best center, but he's a perfect center, really. He plays everything.
I mean, he's a real
hustle, defense,
center.
rebound, scoring.
Undersized.
The 2000 center.
I mean, we were comparing him to Ben Wallace.
Yeah.
I mean,
which is fair.
I mean, defensive.
No, but he's good defensively.
Can get rebounds. I mean,
Charlie. And then,
otherwise, I mean, he's no Andre Drummond.
No.
Also talking about Andre Drummond earlier.
Sam. But Blazers, they kind of. I would say they got as much as they could have. Really,
especially since they traded away Drew Holiday right after.
Yeah. So I mean,
I would say
I don't want to talk about them too much, honestly, but they're going to be a good young team.
Picks wise, I feel like they got less than what I was expecting, especially with deals like Rudy Gobert, which I mean was just a horrible deal.
Yeah,
but I mean, even Cleveland sent quite a bit for Mitch.
Yeah.
I mean,
trades are just they're just such an easy asset to throw into a trade.
Reset, to be honest.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like teams are starting to value picks again.
They are.
Not over the past 4 years, where every star deserved 5 first-round picks.
Yeah, I agree.
It was kind of weird.
And then I put who won. I feel like it's obvious. The Bucks won this trade.
Yeah, the Bucks won the trade, but
Suns had the worst 3-way trade in history.
Yeah,
there isn't.
I mean, it was.
This could come back and kill us. Honestly,
it could be really bad.
No way,
especially if Portland makes the playoffs or something.
No, I'm talking about the Suns. I was talking so bad about the Suns swap.
and then
it could come back to hurt us, but that's not happening.
Really solid, but I wouldn't care.
No.
I still think Ayton's potential.
Yeah, Ayton's potential is insane.
Even if Nurkic was really solid, I still wouldn't like that trade.
No, me neither, honestly. And then you already kind of mentioned it. Drew Holiday to the Celtics. Not much to say. They got a more improved Marcus Smart. Yeah. They're still not scary.
Yeah,
that's all I really have to say about that. And then, yeah, getting into why Miami had the worst offseason in the league. Let's break it down.
Yeah, okay.
They lost, 2 or 3 key pieces to making the finals.
I wouldn't say like super key, but I mean they were
in the playoffs. Yes, not pieces. In the.
I mean,
not in the regular season. Gabe Vincent. They lost. I think there's one more that I'm forgetting, but regardless, those are.
Kyle Lowry even on the team anymore?
I'm not sure. He didn't play a huge role, though, honestly.
He doesn't do anything anymore. Yeah. He just takes up contract space.
Yeah, but
takes up space.
I mean, they were very key pieces, and now they made the Lakers a lot better with Gabe Vincent, in my opinion. And
I'm not super high on Gabe Vincent, but I don't think
he's really good.
I think he's solid. I mean, he's a good bench piece.
And on top of getting rid of a bunch of their key players, they got nothing waiting for Dame. They were waiting for Dame all season, all off season. And they didn't even get him.
Just wasted time. They didn't do anything in free agency because they expected to have to.
I know
contract.
Yeah, it's really dumb.
It really did backfire, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's gonna show during the season. I don't even think they'll make the play-ins this season.
They shouldn't have invested that much time into getting him if they knew that whatever they were.
If they knew there was a chance he wouldn't go there, like unless you know 100% for certain he's going to your team. Then go ahead and do whatever.
After 3 weeks of hearing absolutely nothing, I knew it was done. He was going to end up somewhere else, or he was going to stay.
I figured they were just waiting until the season was closer to sign him or something, but
I mean,
they played it bad.
I think, to be honest, they never had the trade value.
Yeah, no, they did not. They were trying to give Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, and picks. It would have never worked. Unless they gave up Bam or Jimmy, I don't think they were getting Dame.
Yeah.
And that would have ruined the whole point of the contract.
Drew Holiday is significantly better than Tyler Hero, and especially not trade value wise.
I would say
somewhat
overall
similar,
though,
but he is
way better.
More important piece to building a team.
Yeah, and I mentioned this earlier too when we were arguing with the dudes in the group chat. I think if Hero played, they wouldn't have even won the play-in or any of the playoff games. I feel like he would have made the team go on a decline.
That's hard to say.
All the role players had to step up big time after who was supposed to be the starter went down. All the role players stepped up. They wouldn't have done that if they weren't starting.
And then you have other problems now. Jimmy Butler, emo.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was really funny.
I'll probably put that as the thumbnail for this video.
For him, I guess.
I know. I was thinking that last year. I was so really confused with the long dreadlocks and stuff, but this year I kind of realized he's just going to start being funny on media day.
Do you think that
I wonder what next year is going to be?
NBA on TNT is going to start using his 2K picture again?
I hope so. That'd be funny. It'd be funnier to see an emo dude in the beginning lineups, though. And then moving on to the last NBA topic. How much time is this? Okay, we got through NBA fairly quick. It might end up being under an hour.
We might close it up and keep it the same length, to be honest.
Yeah. Suns' next move, I put in quotations or whatever. I put center, because what else do we need? We've talked a lot about this already.
Moves, I think, honestly, the Suns are done with moves until at least, deadline.
I know. I hate to say that, though, because we need more moves.
Unless players, step it up and, increase their value,
which they can't really.
Assets-wise, we don't really have much. We don't have picks.
Yeah. I still think that we could... I would get and start Christian Wood over Nurkic, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, Christian Wood is...
He hasn't been the best, for sure, but he's...
Well, I mean, we're not going to get Christian Wood right now.
No, but I wish we
should have went after him.
Yeah.
Especially because,
he just sent a trade, though. Oh, yeah, he did. Oh, I forgot he went to Lakers. Yeah, Lakers had the best offseason. I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Who else, though? Really, what could we do if we wanted to?
I think we're probably done for the year.
That's unfortunate.
Not for the year, but at least midway through the season.
Yeah.
I'm not that worried about Nurkic, but I mean,
if he just plays defense and rebounds, I guess I'll be fine. If he's going to be our
starting center, then we have to have somebody off the bench that can rebound.
Yeah.
Really well. I'm talking we need to bring in Andre Drummond.
Yeah. I think we should. Since we're talking about Suns' next move, we could pick up Drummond, or we could pick up Dwight.
Well,
I think Dwight Howard
would be a great
crazy
pickup,
pickup.
but I don't know if
I think he's going to the Warriors. Honestly, I feel like he's going to end up signing with the Warriors. I don't know why.
I think the Warriors are going to be it. He wants to sign with a real contender, and I don't think that's going to be the team for him.
I know. I don't know why. I have such a weird feeling he's going there.
He has, in my book, he still has a higher chance of signing with like Sacramento.
I was thinking the Kings as well. I think
Sacramento.
Kings.
He hasn't met with Phoenix, so
no. Kings, Warriors, Suns, Clippers would be ideal landing spots for him.
I mean, even he could go back to the Lakers.
Even OKC, actually, really.
I mean, OKC
he doesn't need a big contract.
But I don't really see them. Oh, he's going to sign with minimum on any.
Yeah.
Probably or close to.
Yeah.
Veteran minimum, I guess.
So. He's still solid too.
If he signed with OKC, I don't think he'd sign for minimum.
No,
he wants to play for a real contender. Like
that makes sense, honestly.
I mean, even Celtics come to mind.
Oh, that's true. That'd be a pretty crazy center core.
I mean,
Milwaukee could work.
He could go to Miami if he wanted to play like power forward hybrid.
Yeah, not now. I wouldn't think now he would though, just because I feel like they're out of the contention at this point.
I don't think they're out of contention. I think
finals contention 100%. They're out.
Finals, yeah.
Playoffs, I think maybe play-in. I don't even think they're gonna make play-in.
Really?
I think they're gonna have a bad season.
You really?
Who's gonna?
Horrible season?
Who's gonna do what? Jimmy Butler and Bam. That's not enough. The team.
I think that's the top.
I just think the teams now are ridiculously overpowered to keep up with.
The top end teams are overpowered.
And like I said, he had a bad offseason.
See how that plays out because I don't even know. Because I mean, of course, Dame and Giannis, like on paper, sounds insane, but we haven't seen them on court.
Yeah.
I mean, Dame's used to being ball dominant, scoring.
I was thinking that two ball dominant people is. Like, people keep talking about the Suns' ball dominance, but why is no one mentioning Dame and Giannis?
Dame and Giannis have probably the worst ball dominance issue I'm going to see in a while. I'm not going to say like they're going to be horrible because of that.
No, I don't think so either, but I don't think the Suns are either, but everyone else is saying that.
Giannis is going from being like the only players on his team. I mean, he would take up the ball himself almost every single possession. You could probably bring up that stat, and I made that up, but
he did a lot of the
moments he takes the ball up.
Mm-hmm. He's the only clutch player on that team.
He's the one that moves the ball around the most.
Yeah.
I mean, the ball's in his hands almost every possession.
It is every possession.
Not all possessions. Yeah. I mean,
it is going to be weird to see how he adjusts of anyone in the league.
Pass out to Chris Middleton.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, that's all he ever had to do, and now you're going to bring in a ball-dominant point guard.
Yeah.
Who isn't used to having to pass to anybody besides people on the
because he couldn't.
And even then, he didn't really have a great like 3-point shooting team. So,
no.
I mean,
in
the past few years, he's had only young guys. So he was shooting even more, putting up 60 points, like 4 times this season. I mean, he had 71 last year.
And it's quite literally the exact same argument with KD and Beal.
Yeah.
KD is Giannis in this situation, and Beal is Dame in this situation. Beal comes from a crappy team where he didn't have to pass because he couldn't.
Yeah.
Dame comes from a crappy team.
We saw Beal in the system with Russ.
Yeah.
They moved the ball around
and it worked perfect. And people are still trying to bring it up like he can't pass.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it. Like, we have a ball dominance.
I mean, Beal looked great in a role where he literally just caught the ball in the corner and shot.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what he's going to need to do. I think Book is going to take the ball up most of the time, and that's what he's going to be doing anyway.
Yeah, I think ball dominance could be an issue, but I think if you're going to call it an issue for us, you got to point out the Bucks too.
Yeah.
So, but getting into NFL, it's pretty good 20 minutes of NBA, I'm not going to lie. We got through everything pretty smooth and nice.
I couldn't really think of anything else off the dome.
Yeah. Monday Night Football recap start. Seahawks murdered the Giants. 11 sacks. That's the one thing I want to point out.
I wasn't high or low on the Giants going into the season, but they're looking really disappointing. Bad. I mean, there's a good chance Saquon's going to be back next week.
Yeah,
and that might change something.
What is he going to do though? Compare like this O-line.
I mean,
at this point, he can't even do anything with his O-line.
Yeah, I mean,
Daniel Jones. I feel terrible for Danny.
And honestly, to this point, the Seahawks aren't like an exceptional D-line right now.
No, they're not. That's that good of a defensive team.
I mean, 10 sacks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was 10, not 11. Yeah,
one of them got called back. To be fair.
Oh, did it? It was gross. I started watching with 8 minutes left, and I had to watch him get sacked every few plays. And
it was just, I mean, fourth quarter was bad for him. I mean, he got sacked like 4 times.
Yeah. It was hard to watch, and he threw a really bad interception. But I probably,
I mean,
what do you
I don't even know what's going on with that. To be honest, he really
it was a
threw
terrible
straight
pass
to him.
Yeah, he's probably just trying to get out of the game.
Yeah.
I would too, honestly. I would want out of New York right now.
That's the problem with being an NFL quarterback, because if you ask out of the game, you're not gonna play again.
No, yeah,
if you're
exactly.
Really good. If you're like, the only person I could think of that has recently like just asked to be pulled from a game is probably like Kyler Murray in the playoff game.
Yeah,
but I mean, he played the next.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that was a pretty bad game.
People
Seahawks
still hate him for that. So I mean, like,
what was it, 21-3 or 28?
Yeah, it was 21. I mean, the stat line doesn't look like he was like insane dominance, especially on offense. They didn't look very good at all.
No, but the Seahawks murdered him still.
Yeah, I mean, defensively they shut him down.
Yeah,
which is to be expected when a team doesn't have their star running back. But I mean, to that extent,
that's just ridiculous.
Really bad. So I mean, that's all we got to say. Boring Monday night game.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Getting into the rest of the games, I'm gonna start off before I even get into them. I had a good prediction week. I went, what was it, 13 for 16. I definitely had a pretty good week predicting. First game, Lions versus Packers. We both had the Lions winning, which they ended up doing.
Yeah, pretty good game.
And
I mean, I guess they caught up a little bit.
Yeah, Packers came back a little, but overall, it's just a good game for them. Jags versus Falcons. I had the Jaguars winning, and Zeke had the Falcons for that one. It was a okay Toy Story game.
Yeah, Toy Story. I was gonna say, I didn't see the game. I only saw Toy Story.
Yeah, a lot of people actually. I've been hearing from a lot of people that hard pictures count. Like my stepdad agreed, and I've been seeing a lot of people on Instagram and stuff saying like they watched the full game just because they ended up finding it interesting and it was good. I didn't watch it because I could care less about watching a Toy Story game, but if it was good, I'm glad you guys got to watch
it. And even people were like, no 12-year-old wants to watch this. They're going to be playing Roblox instead of this. No 12-year-old was going to watch that anyway. It's like literally made for like 4-year-olds.
Yeah.
Max.
So, I mean, it was an okay game though. Jags.
I didn't watch it. It was
killed them kind of.
Game was over by the time I woke up.
Yeah. Dolphins Bills was a strange, unexpected.
Okay, I want to go back on this because I chose the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And I want to say that I let myself be peer pressured into believing the Dolphins were legit. And in my head, I really wanted to say that Buffalo was my pick before I chose it. And I was saying, you know what? If Buffalo gets blown out, I'm like really stupid. And then
well, now we both get to look stupid together. Blown out.
Got blown out.
I reversed
how
it.
How bad are the Bears?
Yeah, I know. The Broncos. Because the
Broncos beat the Bears. So I mean,
Bears suck, dude. I've been saying this since before the season. Justin Fields is a nobody still. Bears are nothing.
Don't get me started about Justin Fields. You know how I feel about
it. So I jinxed it. I said
the
Dolphins
issue video.
I said Dolphins were gonna win and blow them out by 20. It was quite literally the opposite. I'm pretty sure it ended
28 point.
I think it was like 48-20.
I mean, a part of it is Devon Ashe looks like he's the main back.
I know.
I'll get to that later.
That was pretty crazy. Getting into Bears Broncos, I had the Broncos. Zeke picked the Bears. Broncos had a pretty insane, awesome comeback. It was a great game, honestly. I hate to say it, but it was a great game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
I watched the full thing.
You could argue that the toilet bowl was the game of the week.
I think I had that as one of my picks. Yeah. So that was a good game. Not much to say. Bears suck.
Okay, I just want to say, from this point, I mean, I got a few more games on here, but I did really bad this week. I got nearly like the entire morning slate wrong.
Yeah, that is true. Ravens, Browns, I'm not even going to count us for this game. I mean, I'm going to count it, but we both said
Cleveland.
We both said Cleveland, not knowing Deshaun Watson was
out. Deshaun Watson would be out as of like 7 a.m.
I know. So
Sunday morning.
You can count it if you want. I don't think it counts because the star quarterback of the team isn't playing, but we were both wrong on that one, and we were both wrong about Bengals Titans as well. That one you peer pressured me into. I wanted to say the Titans because I thought Derrick Henry needed a comeback
week, in the Titans,
but I ended up going with the Bengals. Bengals suck.
look really bad.
Bengals suck,
Which makes
dude.
my prediction to start the season look even worse because I said that Zach Taylor would win Coach of the Year and the Bengals would be in the Super Bowl.
Oh, God. I forgot about that. I don't even know. Like, at this point, they probably won't make the playoffs.
It's too early to call.
Dude, they need a huge
Especially
flip
because
around.
Pittsburgh is really bad, so it's 2 free wins.
I would argue about that game being...
No.
I think we're going to get into it. I'm not going to say it yet.
Going into this week's prediction...
I'm not going to say it yet. Don't say it yet. Rams, Colts. I had the Rams. Zeke had the Colts.
That's
the
my
Rams.
Game of the week.
Was it?
I watched that game.
That was a really good game. That's
fun
up there
to watch.
for me.
I mean,
Puka's crazy.
Indiana looks really good.
They do.
They're going to win the division.
I think they will.
I think Houston will keep it close. Jacksonville doesn't look good, and I think the Titans are going to end up.
I think Houston might end up winning the division.
I don't know if Houston's so good. Keep it up. I don't. There's no way a rookie quarterback, especially from Ohio
such an easy schedule, bro.
That is true.
And they look insane right now. CJ, I don't care about Ohio State.
Really good. I mean, he really looks like Cam Newton.
I said that. I was happy I said that a few weeks ago.
I mean, receivers look good. That defense looked really solid.
Yeah.
They honestly kind of shut down Matt Stafford.
No, I wouldn't say so. He had over 250 yards and a touchdown or two.
But I mean,
you got a good game. But yeah, they still look good.
They hurt him, to be honest.
Yeah. We're gonna get into that too. I can't wait for that.
I don't know. He might play. They also said that Kyron Williams was nursing a hip injury.
I saw something about that.
It was just
probably fine.
It was like a bone bruise or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing crazy.
And then Saints, Bucks. Bucks win.
Yeah.
This is the two teams that we randomly pick every single week to win. Bucks look really good.
I always pick New Orleans every week.
Yeah. Bucks look solid.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. New Orleans sucks though, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, Kamara did a weird game.
Was Carr marked as out when we? I think I mentioned
we said
his AC joint.
You said he's probably going to play, and I said he shouldn't, but we said he's probably going to still. Eagles, Commanders. I could not believe that game.
Close. I don't know what was going on.
I'm gonna go ahead and just open up my Instagram post really quick and just read this off because I feel like I need to get it off my chest. What is happening? Oh my God! Everything on my phone is glitched. Hold on a second. Something popped up about the coaching right now. Yeah, I went ahead and said, Eagles are not the same team as they are last year. That's very obvious.
That might be a stretch. Too early to call that.
No, it's not. They've looked horrible compared to last year so far. Tons of weak spots, including the decline of Hurts so far. Just barely. I'm not saying he's bad this year. He looks worse than he did.
I still say too early to call.
The rest of the offense doesn't look amazing, except DeAndre Swift so far. And I think it'll be a rough season for them, and it'll be interesting to see if they keep it up.
I mean, this week, A.J. Brown looked really good.
He looked okay, yeah. But Eagles, we both had Eagles. They ended up taking that one by 3 points in overtime.
31.
It was a great game.
Yeah.
Vikings, Panthers.
That probably should be game of the week, to be honest.
It was, honestly.
That Colts game, super entertaining for me. Big comeback.
Yeah. Vikings, Panthers, we both had the Vikings. They finally got their first win.
Their win.
I can't believe that still.
It was weird. I feel like they kind of rushed Bryce Young back.
That's happening.
Yeah.
They did, honestly.
So, I think especially because last week, I mean, they didn't win or anything, but
they played good, though.
They were okay last week with Andy Dalton. To be honest,
Dalton's okay.
Looks really bad.
Yeah.
And I would look into starting.
I know,
Andy Dalton.
You could, for just for the season at least, even.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Steelers, Texans. I had the Texans.
Is my upset of the week.
Zeke had the Steelers, really?
Yeah. I really did expect.
A lot of people are saying that, so that's fair.
Which, going into next week, I'm not going to have Houston as my underdog anymore.
No, you can't. They look solid.
But
Houston
kind of proved
them.
Played a good defense.
30-8.
I say good defense, but
let me see. Was it 30-8?
This Steelers defense isn't looking good right now. They're looking really iffy.
Which is crazy.
Especially because last year they were really good.
Yeah, my prediction was terrible for the Steelers. I'll say that right now. I'll admit it. I had them as a 12-win playoff team this season because they looked so.
I think if we go back, I did say that I don't think that Pittsburgh's going to make the playoffs.
The depth chart was just ridiculous, especially on defense. You look at the depth chart and it was just gross.
lot of stars, a lot of really good players.
Yeah, but I
Very
had
solid team.
got that one. Texans won. Raiders, Chargers, not much to say. Chargers kept it too close, but they ended up winning.
I mean,
which we both had them.
Womack, 6 sacks.
Yeah, that was nice.
Backup quarterback. I mean, it shouldn't have been that close.
It should not have been. Chargers, for what they've shown that they can do
They
so
don't look
far,
very
too.
good.
Like,
I mean, a part of that is Eckler.
Yeah. That's true, for sure.
They should still be performing better than that when they have a gunslinger.
Yeah,
So,
Eckler's like a 2-touchdown guy, though, so you can't really say anything about the Chargers till he's back.
That is very fair. I'll give you that.
Patriots, Cowboys, I had my doubts going into this week. The Cowboys ended up killing the Patriots.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be somewhat close. I didn't think it was going to be
35-point win. Biggest loss Bill Belichick's ever had, if you weren't aware. I keep telling people that because it's a crazy stat. Niners, Cardinals.
Big game for CMC.
Huge, bro.
Cardinals looked okay until like the last 5 minutes where they kind of just gave up. Which they were going to win that game.
The whole team,
anyway.
Honestly. Yeah.
I mean, but they kept it fairly close, which makes me think that Arizona isn't going to be bad this year.
No, that sucks though, because neither are the Texans. So those picks that everyone was hyping up are not good.
Because I mean, if neither of those picks are going to mean anything anyway, which I say don't mean anything anyway, but if first round draft picks
this year it means something because there's some good players. This draft.
Top 5.
But still, I'd say in the top 10.
If you're looking to build your defense, having 2 first round picks is important.
Yeah,
I mean, especially because they could both end up being anywhere from 12 to 20.
Yeah, at this point, honestly.
So I mean,
I would say it ends
even
up
at 12
being,
and 20, you could trade up and get top 5.
Yeah, I would say it ends up being 8th and around 20th. Yeah. I'll give you.
Especially, I mean, looking into it, if Caleb Williams decides that this Bears team is so bad he doesn't want to play for the Bears,
I wouldn't.
Either, then
I mean, I don't know.
Cardinals could trade up and still take Marvin Harrison if they wanted to.
Yeah, they could. I don't think it'll end up happening. I don't think they will, to be honest,
especially because Michael Wilson looks really good, and our receiver core looked really solid this week.
Yeah,
against a pretty solid
top 2 defense.
Yeah,
so they do look okay right now. Actually, the Cardinals are keeping it up. And then Chiefs-Jets was an amazing game, actually.
Yeah.
I felt really bad, bro.
Really solid.
I felt so bad. Did you see the video? Them consoling him and stuff. Yeah. I felt so bad for that, actually.
That actually means a lot, though, for, his teammates to, care about him. And
I agree with that, for sure. I'm happy to see that.
Next week, he's going to make a jump. He's going to look really solid. He's going to keep it going for a few weeks. I mean, until he,
turned into Zach Wilson. I hate to say it, but it's true, bro.
I mean, he really had the world fooled with one pass.
I know.
Yeah. Getting drafted 2nd overall, which was his downfall.
And then we both had Chiefs, and we also both had Seahawks, which we already talked about. So it was pretty good.
I made up for my really bad morning slate by going nearly perfect.
Yeah.
In my afternoon sleep.
And then I had a decent week. And then for upset of the week, I had the Titans blowing out the Bengals.
That's fair. That was
just because it was a blowout.
But I really did expect Pittsburgh to get the win this week.
Yeah.
So that one kind of threw me off.
And then I had 3 games of the week because I couldn't pick. It's between Rams, Colts, Commanders, Eagles, and Dolphins, Bills, just because it was a good game, I guess. But overall, it's a hard pick. I'm going to go Rams, Colts just because I was praying for the Eagles to lose.
Yeah.
So, and then yours was Rams, Colts. Getting into our sleeper and bust reviews. I have a weird thing of going I get one right, get one wrong, and then I have one that's a maybe every week, it feels like. So for this week, my sleepers, I had Cortland Sutton. He had 11.7, which I think is a good game, but it's up to you depending on what kind of league you're in, honestly. He played pretty good. I had Jerome Ford, who got 9.5 because he got injured. So I'm gonna say it's a miss, but you can't predict injuries, so I think he could have had a better game. And then Tank Dell, oh my god, I was wrong. He had 3.9 this week. Mm-hmm. To be fair, though, after I
said that
Nico Collins would do better. Yeah.
Collins. I blanked on his name. I was about to say it.
I figured what you were saying.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I'm not saying I gave anyone the idea, but after I put out the Tank Dell prediction, everyone else was also saying it, so kind of everyone was on the same page. He just did bad. It was 1 week, though. So, your turn?
So I started by saying Jacoby Myers must start. Bad pick. To be fair,
Yeah.
I didn't know Jimmy G was going to be out.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I kind of avoid that one, but
Big
he put up 5.3. I said Zach Moss. I mean, put up like 9.
Yeah, he did okay. It's a question mark one.
I wouldn't even say that's a question mark. He went under, but he was projected by like 4 points. So
it just depends on your league again.
I said Jake Moody as my third one. I really thought it was going to be a hot take. He only put up like 4.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's not...
You can't ask for a ton from a kicker, but he should have definitely gotten more.
I mean, especially when he had been putting up like 10, 12.
We got a special guest this episode. Her name's Annie. She's going to give you guys some hot takes today.
Yeah, so that's mine.
And then going into busts, I had Breece Hall, 9. He got 9.9. I would say that's a decently solid pick.
I think that's a solid bust. Unless you're in like a 60-man league, that's not.
Yeah, which in that case, I would hope you're already having
Breece Hall starting.
Yeah, so damn it, Eddie. Brian Robinson had 13.1. I put a question mark because I'm assuming he went over, but he did good. So I'll say it's a miss, I guess.
Yeah, I would say that's a miss.
And then Marquise Brown was a for sure miss. He played really good. He had 16.6. He's a good receiver this year for fantasy.
He's been putting up really good numbers. I'm starting him this week. I haven't been starting him.
He's solid.
I remember my receiving cords. Okay,
and Arizona's only they're playing. Who are they playing this week?
This week they're playing the Bengals.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely do good. That Bengals defense is banged up.
I mean, going into this week, I have two guys that I think will be pretty good on Arizona's receiving core.
Oh, really?
So, I mean, I'll get into my six.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I got Jerome Ford. I would call it a miss. He was projected like 13, and he put him 9.5.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
it's a question mark for both. I mean, he got injured.
It's okay. So he came back at the end of the game.
For a little bit. I'm pretty sure he was out for a little bit, though. I mean, either way, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They weren't doing much that game anyway.
I'm trying to defend myself.
I said Devon Enchi, which was very wrong. I didn't expect him to.
He looks like RB1 now.
Become RB1 on that team.
I think it's going to switch off every other week, honestly. They're both so good, apparently.
But honestly, with Jeff Wilson coming back, and then...
Dude, that's a crazy rotation. Oh, my God.
I think he's going to get most of the reps.
That's an insane rotation.
They're going to be trying to use Jeff Wilson as a receiving back.
They could line him up at slot. I feel like they could just end up lining him at slot and then having one of the running backs in. Not for every play, but for a decent chunk. That'd be smart.
That'd be interesting.
You get an extra receiver out of Jeff Wilson. So,
it's weird that the entire 49ers team is...
Yeah, I know.
Okay, and then my last guy was Adam Thielen. He put up 15. That's good. That's a miss on my part.
Yeah. We both missed on our last receiver. Yeah. And then getting into next week's sleeper and busts, we cooked up some for y'all this week. I started with sleepers. Damian Pierce, the Houston running back for Atlanta. Bad run defense. Crazy good offensive team right now. And he still needs his number called, in my opinion, and this is going to be the week. Yeah. Then I had Jordan Love, Green Bay's quarterback versus Las Vegas. Again, weak defense. Packers are an on and off team, and they played bad this week. And Love will be good in bigger leagues. Like if you have 12-man leagues, start him. He's going to have a great week.
Very fair.
And then James Conner, Arizona running back versus Cincinnati. Bengals are trash. Bad defense particularly, and Conner is going to do great if it wasn't already obvious for your fantasy league. Which it probably was, so this might sound stupid, but start Conner.
Yeah. Okay, my first pick, I had Thielen going opposite of last week. I think he's a very clear wide receiver one in that offense.
For sure.
Even with Bryce Young in, which if he plays bad this week, he could get benched mid-game. Dalton, he's Dalton's clear favorite receiver. He really got a lot of targets week 3. So there's that.
I'm gonna have him on prize picks if Dalton's
is my second pickup. If you have CJ Stroud on your team, or for some reason he's still on waivers, which I guess he might be, but probably not.
He likely is, honestly, for a lot of leagues.
He hasn't been in since like week 2.
Oh, okay.
But he looks like a very applicable starting quarterback, especially if you have like a guy like Burrow.
Yeah. You're correct.
CJ Stroud.
Absolutely.
If you're in like a 10+ man league, he should be starting.
Yeah.
In my book.
I agree.
If he's not starting already, this would be the week to start him. As you said, bad defense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then my third pickup, this one, I don't really know about. But Michael Wilson, he had a really good week last week. He looks like he might be Dobbs' favorite target. And then I expect this to continue.
Him and Marquise are fighting.
Yeah. But this week he got a lot of targets, especially in red zone.
Yeah.
And he had 2 touchdowns. Looks really good.
Yeah, he could do that again.
his girlfriend's on the U.S. national team.
Oh, really?
Soccer. There we go.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that, actually. Interesting.
Yeah. I found that out today. I was like, huh? They're like, it was the Cardinals posted something up, and it was like, she was like, it was her tweet, and I was like, what possessed them to post up this random girl's tweet? And then I clicked on her page.
You're like, oh.
So then you want to get into your bust?
Yeah. So getting into my busts for next week. All three of these are considerably risky, but they're gonna hit. Watch. First off, I started Tony Pollard, Dallas running back versus the Niners. 49ers look great. This is going to be a straight-up all-defensive game because neither team has much of an offense minus Christian McCaffrey by himself.
Yeah, that's
in my opinion right now. And, yeah, defensive game. And Pollard hasn't proved he can keep up in games like this, and I'm a fan of Dallas. He looks not good. And he looked iffy last week. He's good.
Especially in how many points he scored, he didn't do much.
Yeah, and he's good, don't get me wrong, but he was like 8th in fantasy.
Yeah, and
bad.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Everybody I know that has Pollard, I tell them they should trade him right now.
Yeah, they should.
While his value's still up. I don't think he's going to be horrible.
Could end
he'll
up
still finish being like top 10.
Yeah, I would hope
for sure. But
with all the running backs showing out right now, though, who knows?
Yeah, it looks kind of weird.
I had Travis Etienne, Jacksonville's running back versus Buffalo. He had an off week this week against the Falcons. Yeah, and I see a decline on the way for that entire team.
Mm-hmm.
The whole Jacksonville team is going to go on a straight decline the rest of the season, I think. I think they'll win games, and they'll have good games, but they don't look good.
I feel like they overperform against good teams and play really bad against bad teams.
Which has always been a thing for them, like the past 3 years. I don't even think they'll be able to hear it, so hopefully not.
Yeah, let's hope not.
And then I had Gabe Davis, Buffalo's wide receiver versus Jacksonville. You're probably not starting him in the first place, honestly.
But he had a good week last week. Receivers on bye week. I mean, it's his first bye week.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a very good start, like at flex.
Yeah,
he'll look good. He's like a good 20-15 guy.
But he had a good week last week, and I just don't think he'll hit his projection this week. I'm not saying he won't do good, but I'm assuming he'll be projected like 13.
Yeah,
and he's not going to get
him
there.
high just because he's had 2 good weeks in a row. But I mean, that's fair. With their matchup this week, let me check what they are. They're playing
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't think he's going to do good.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then what's yours?
So my first buzz, I have Aaron Jones. He isn't getting reps.
Okay.
He came off of a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
Very pass-heavy offense.
Yeah. I agree with that 100%.
Even while he was out, A.J. Dillon got no reps to be found at all.
I know, which is surprising.
Throwing the ball.
It's a good running back core, too.
Very good running back core.
Amazing, so.
I mean, he put up 2 points last week. And only had
decline year, I guess.
I mean, they like to use him as a receiving back so far, but he got nearly no targets left.
Yeah, and again, I'll say this every time we talk about pass-catching running back. Just line them up at slot and run some crazy trick plays.
There's a part of that.
Not all the time, but you can run crazy
back
plays
to
with that.
Even the reverse direction. I mean, Debo.
Yeah, exactly.
Running back.
Yeah.
I mean,
it worked perfect.
It worked very well.
It's smart.
He probably did permanent damage to his entire body, but I mean,
probably. All right.
But it worked really well. I have Raheem Mostert.
Okay.
Because I mean, Edgy took his reps. Wilson's back. Pretty much already said that. And then I had George Pickens, and my only reason is because Kenny Pickett is horrible.
Yeah. There's not much more to say.
Really bad.
I'm surprised. I thought he would have a great season.
The only way Pickens has put up points all year was because that 71-yard touchdown in week 2.
That's all he's done. I mean, Steelers as a whole haven't done anything else, so it's embarrassing to watch, honestly.
I mean, George Pickens, very good skilled player.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. I mean, he should go to a different team.
Very solid receiving core. And the fact
Deontay Johnson and Pickens are crazy last year.
Is still statistically the best receiver in that 2019 receiver class.
He is.
2019 receiver class.
DK,
Debo.
Don't let me blank. Yeah. It's crazy to statistically be the best out of that class.
Terry McLaurin's in that class.
Yeah,
and he still has better numbers.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And he had not good quarterbacks in those first few years too.
He had Mason Rudolph and freaking
Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
At one point.
Rest in peace, right?
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Dwayne Haskins was solid before he passed. I'll say that.
What's his name? That one analyst that put him on a list of quarterbacks that couldn't win the Super Bowl this year. An idiot.
I remember that. That was ridiculous.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He doesn't deserve to be named worst analyst on TV.
That was ridiculous, dude.
It was so obvious. He was trying to reuse an old list.
Yeah, exactly. And he forgot
to take off.
He forgot that they got a new rookie quarterback, basically.
For starters, a guy that wasn't really starting.
Yeah.
And second, had been dead for 2 years.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm sure he did get a ton of crap for that. I don't know what happened overall aftermath, though.
We can get into
get into next week. This
Thursday
should be fun.
night, also a weird game. Bears, Commanders. I got Commanders. I feel like
that's the Thursday night game.
Yes. Thursday night games are always horrible.
Yeah, but Jesus Christ, come on. Okay, really Commanders by a long shot.
Yeah.
This one could come back to haunt me because I feel like every time I say that, the
I'm not going to say by a long shot. I think it'll be oddly close.
I think Commanders by at least 14. Bears are so bad. So bad, but yeah.
That's very fair. Okay, and then morning slate in London, Jacksonville, Buffalo.
Buffalo showed out this week. They're going to do it again. In Jacksonville, everything is going at once.
Yeah, I was going to say. So unlucky. Houston, Atlanta.
Houston.
Also morning slate. Houston.
By quite a bit.
I forgot to make my pick here, but Detroit.
Let me hold on. Okay. Bijan could have a great game against that defense, but overall, it's going to be the Texans.
That's fair.
I'll say Bijan could have a great game, though, not the Falcons. Though.
I saw this video, and it was like this very young child watching the Toy Story game, and then they said that kid is a better quarterback than Desmond Ritter.
That's
I've been thinking about that all day. So
Ritter doesn't look great. I put him at 32 on my list, so I guess that's.
If you could put him at 33, I would have.
That's true. Honestly, he looks bad.
He wasn't even a particularly good college quarterback. He only made it out of the fact that defense on that Cincinnati team was really good.
Yeah, he really never. I'm not gonna say never did anything impressive, but he was never really the key to the team.
Yeah, so. He was a very solid group of 5 quarterback, but he wasn't anything special.
No, I agree.
Okay, Carolina, Detroit.
Yeah, Lions.
In Detroit, I got Detroit.
Lions for sure.
All day.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Indiana, I got Indiana. Indiana's look really good on my part.
Oh, this is a hard one.
Yeah, honestly, it made me think about it because it looks like Tennessee's overperforming. So.
It's a hard one. Okay, give me Tennessee this week. I think Derrick Henry's going to go crazy again against that decent defense. Not very good.
Miami and the Giants in Miami. That might be another 70-point game.
Dolphins are getting revenge this week, and it's going to come in a 90-point showout game.
Dude, I really thought they were going to go for 80 points.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping they would just go for 100, honestly. But yeah, Dolphins are going to...
That would be an insane sight to watch an 80-point game.
Yeah. That's going to be a gross game, dude. I'm not even going to bother to look. I'm going to for sure place some bets on that
game. New England, New Orleans in New Orleans. Or not in New Orleans. In Foxborough.
That's another tough one, actually.
I have...
Saints.
No.
Really?
I have the Patriots. This is the first time in 4 weeks that I haven't picked New Orleans.
Okay. Yeah, I also think the Patriots, and I think that Bailey Zappe's going to get a chance to play, actually.
Yeah.
Mac Jones got benched again yesterday. I don't think it happened this season yet. That might be wrong.
I don't think that Bill Belichick should have done that.
I don't think Belichick cares anymore. I think he's done with Mac, dude. This is one thing I wanted to point out. I pointed this out before the season started. Anyone who said Mac Jones over Josh Allen, you should feel ashamed of yourself because that was the stupidest thing ever. Everyone was saying Mac Jones over Josh Allen before the season started.
What are you talking?
You don't remember that?
Ever said that?
I put it on. I'll even if I can find it.
Nobody has ever said.
Dude, lots of people were saying that before the season. I swear to God, that's all I was seeing before the season.
You could argue that maybe 3 years ago.
I know, and I know that's what I'm saying. Multiple people were saying that.
A troll, bro.
No, I did not, bro. There was analysts saying that stuff, bro. They said, a big part of it was they said he's gonna have a better career, but even then, just shut up.
I don't think so.
I gotta say that because I thought about it earlier and I was just.
There's a chance that Bailey Zappe doesn't play good.
Zappe's good.
I think he's okay.
I think he's better than the Saints defense. So we'll see.
I think the Saints defense is very solid, but
they've always been overrated.
I think they could honestly go after Matt Ryan. To be honest,
he's done.
As stupid as this is, he's a free agent. He's been very open to coming back.
He's finished though, dude.
He really is, dude.
Yeah. It's hard to say because he was really good.
He was really good.
He needs Julio again, though.
Bring in Julio Jones. He's a free agent.
Also washed. All right, but yeah.
Okay, getting past that, Baltimore, Pittsburgh. I got Baltimore. Pittsburgh looks really bad.
It's a good rivalry game, but not this year. Steelers are gonna get killed.
Philly, Rams. I got Philly, especially with the chance of Stafford being out.
I want to say something crazy,
that's in Inglewood, but that doesn't really mean much.
I'm going with the Rams.
Okay.
Why not? Because I think
you're a really big Eagles hater.
Not really. I just think they're bad this year. Like, I mean, not bad, but not as good. I think if Stetson Bennett plays, I feel like we're just going to see some sort of wild first performance from everyone calling him a super senior in college. So I think the Rams are going to end up taking it.
I've always thought Stetson Bennett would be a very good NFL quarterback, just the fact that he's so much older.
Yeah, he's so much experience.
He's an extremely experienced quarterback on like the highest possible level of college football. So I mean,
and I think if Stetson Bennett plays, make sure if it's, I mean, I don't even need to say it, but play Puka. He's going to have an insane targeting game if Stetson Bennett plays.
I don't know. Could go both ways. They could run the ball a lot.
I don't think they would.
I mean, if you have Kyron Williams, you're starting.
I think Stetson's going to do something crazy if he plays. But either way, I think even if Stafford plays, I think Rams are going to somehow pull off the upset. And this could be the one I get wrong this week, but I'm going with
how close the Rams kept it with the Colts.
Colts look solid.
Their defense looked awful.
The Eagles almost just lost to the Commanders. If you're going to bring up last week, bring up that.
I guess.
Yeah, so.
But
I'm going with the Rams. I have faith in them.
The Rams let 20 straight points.
Yeah. And I don't know. We'll see. I think the defense, if anything, sells, it's the defense. But yeah, that's my prediction. I'll go Rams, I guess.
Next game, we got Cincinnati, Arizona. In Arizona.
I got Cardinals.
I got Cardinals as well.
I got Cardinals by
have been significantly overperforming. I think it'll be very close.
I think it'll be close. I think they'll win by like at least a touchdown, though.
Okay. That's fair enough.
Since he's so bad.
This could also be the game that Joe Burrow finally stops being horrible, and then
I wouldn't even
goes for 400
yards. I wouldn't even care if this was the game he started playing good, though, actually. Like, Cardinals are good. I'm not going to say anything about that, but come on. You got to play better in a different game than this to show out for once.
Okay, I guess, but I think it could go either way. But I'm going to say that every week.
You also said, didn't you say Joe Burrow is one of your busts for this week or no? I thought you did. Oh, you switched earlier?
I think I said it like 2 weeks ago or something like that. But
okay.
No, I don't know.
I don't remember. Who cares?
It doesn't matter. Jets, Denver, I got Jets. I think Zach Wilson's going to have a very good week against that garbage Denver team. That's all I really got to say. I mean, it's in Mile High, I guess, but
part of me wants to go with Denver. I don't know why.
Screw it.
Two upsets in 1 week. Let's go Denver. I'll just go with it, I guess.
Chiefs, Minnesota. Oddly enough, I almost picked Minnesota, but I'm going to go with the Chiefs just because.
Kelsey was trash this week.
Yeah.
The Chiefs were trash this week. They got bailed out. We should point that out. Chiefs got bailed out. I'll try to put some of the clips right here while I'm talking, but there was a horrible missed hold that Mahomes won the game off of, and then Sauce
iffy holding call.
Yeah, and then Sauce he did PI him. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say he didn't, but it wasn't that. It was like to that extent. I wouldn't say like it's you see that all the time.
I mean, it was a defensive hold, but
yeah, but
crazy. Like
it was arguable. Like that they could have missed. I guess I don't know. So I think you said who? Chiefs?
Yeah, I said Chiefs. If you pick Minnesota, I'll agree with you. Kind of right there, but
that's hard, dude. Where is it?
It's in Minnesota.
Ooh, man.
They have a very.
I think Vikings need to start coming back, and I think the Chiefs looked really bad this week, so I'm just going to go with the Vikings.
Fair enough.
I think it's fair.
Agree with you to an extent. Okay, Dallas, San Francisco, Sunday Night Football.
Game of the week.
Clear game of the week. I mean, unless it's like a stupid bad game, but
yeah, like a blowout. But
even if it was a blowout, it would be like pretty interesting. It would tell what's going to happen.
This one is the hardest one to predict, especially for me.
Yeah, I have San Francisco. They looked really good this week. They've looked really good for the past 4 weeks. So I mean,
I think Dak and the Cowboys have to prove that they can beat a good team this year. Yeah. And this is the game to prove that.
I mean, a part of that is San Francisco kind of has Dallas's number.
Yeah. So I think, dude, I can't imagine McCaffrey doing nearly what he's been doing against our defense.
I don't know.
Like, I'm sure he's gonna have a good game. I think he'll have a touchdown and 60 yards.
He's not gonna go nuclear. Like against.
I'll go with the Cowboys.
It's fair.
I'll stick with my team. I think the Niners are probably gonna win, but I think that the Dallas Cowboys have a good chance. So I'll go with them.
I like it. And then Monday Night Football, we got Green Bay and Vegas. Green Bay's a clear pick.
Yeah.
Vegas looks really bad.
Yeah. Devontae could go
defensively,
off,
especially.
I guess, but I don't see it happening.
You could argue their defense is short a man with Chandler Jones now in jail.
I can't believe that. We should talk about that on a different episode just by itself, honestly. But yeah, I got Green Bay for sure taking that. And then upset of the week prediction.
My upset of the week.
Mine was Broncos, I guess. Who the Broncos play?
Broncos are playing the Jets.
Okay, then I'm just gonna go Rams Eagles. Then I think that's my upset of the week. One of the two. Doesn't matter. Either way, I was right.
Crazy upsets this week.
That's true.
I guess you could argue Arizona over Cincy would be my upset.
Yeah, that's a fair one.
So but honestly, checking odds, it might even be favored.
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Especially after that performance, I saw a lot of media report talking about how Arizona's an overperformer. They might do really well.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I
can check.
That's just about everything,
odds real quick.
Yeah, do that really quick. We'll see that before we get out.
Cincy by 3, so they really don't.
Really? Okay. Well then, yeah, it's another upset, I guess. So that seems like that seems like the clear cut.
It's a really close line, to be honest. I expected it to be 6.5 or something.
I wouldn't. The Bengals are so bad this year so far.
Yeah.
But I mean, that just about wraps up everything.
Yeah. It was a good episode.
God,
56 minutes. That's not our longest. I don't think so.
I think it just beats the longest.
Close,
I think it just beats it.
We can call it right now and make it not our longest.
But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm assuming you guys aren't watching the full thing, so this is a pointless outro because all the clips are divided up by this point. But come here, dude. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next week for episode 18. And I'll see you... Oh, actually, before we get out of this, I will be back tomorrow with a Prize Picks video, and we will both be back Wednesday with a collab for NBA topics. So I'm very excited to see that, and I hope you guys tune in for that. And we will see you later.